Manga-Waido.
My name is Daiki Sakuma. I come from a family of 3, but my father hardly ever came home. So in reality, I lived alone with my mom. Despite having a family to take care of, my father had never had a proper job and just spent his time wandering around. He was a scumbag who only came home to ask my mom for help when he ran out of money. On the other hand, my mom worked day and night to earn money. We barely had any quality time together, and we usually didn't have the time or money to go out either. Even then, she raised me with lots of love. But why? One day, my loving mother suddenly died. She collapsed at her workplace and never woke up again. My mom was so desperate working to make more money and taking care of me, and she never even realized she was sick. Left behind on my own, I was in a state of shock and didn't know what to do. My mother's relatives were the ones who organized the funeral. Whoever thought it would turn out like this?
She was pushing herself way too hard.
And her husband was no help.
That man only found out she was dead because he came home asking for money again, right?
I had to rent that suit for him because he told me he didn't have one, you know? What exactly are his intentions?
For some reason, he announced that he wanted to take over raising me and claimed that he would turn over a new leaf and do it properly. That was where things got complicated. How do we know you'll be able to take proper care of Daiki?
When you spend all of your time until now doing nothing, you want us to believe you suddenly pulled yourself together.
Of course. The death of my wife has finally shaken some sense into me. I promise I'll do my best to raise our son.
He's lying. He'll just end up abusing me or something if I stay with him.
At that moment,
Daiki, you might be feeling all alone in the world right now because your mother just passed away, but please know that we're all on your side. Don't be afraid to say what you have to say.
Okay.
my mother's younger sister was there too, my Auntie Ryoko. Because she mostly worked at night, we didn't really get to meet that often. I only saw her about once a year before this. But from how she and my mom interacted during those rare meetings, I knew they were close.
Listen, Daiki, if you'd like, why don't you come and live with me?
Huh? Are you sure?
Very sure. In fact, I'd be happy to have you in my home. You're my sister's most precious treasure, after all.
Thank you! I'd love to live with you!
I understand. Leave everything to me, then. So, Daiki will be coming to live with me. He's already agreed to it.
Are you sure?
My sister's biggest worry was always Daiki. You don't know how much she went through because of you.
What do you, a mere bar hostess, know about what she went through?
No matter what you say, I won't let you hurt Daiki any more than you already have. I refuse to leave him to the likes of you.
Is that so? That reminds me, the bar you work at is doing quite well now, isn't it? In that case, if you really want me to let you have him, it won't be for free. Let's see. I think 2 million yen sounds like enough. How dare you! At my father's shameless demand, my relatives protested fiercely, but my auntie said,
Fine. But in exchange, you'll never have anything to do with Daiki ever again. Hold on a moment, Ryoko.
Sounds good to me. We've got ourselves a deal then. I'll come collect the money another time. You better have it ready. Listen, Ryoko, are you really sure about this? You're single and you don't have experience raising a child, right?
And you work at night. It's dangerous leaving a child alone at home, you know. Will you be able to handle it? Don't worry. I'll adjust my working hours so I can spend more time with him.
But still...
My biggest regret is that I was never able to pay my sister back for what she did for me. That's why the least I can do is put my all into raising Daiki in her place.
All my relatives seem to be taken aback by the strength of her resolve.
So, Daiki, you're coming home with me today.
Okay.
You still have so much life to enjoy. You have to live for your mother, too.
This was how I ended up living with Auntie Ryoko. Apparently, our other relatives all contributed some money to help her with the 2 million yen from my father.
Don't be scared. Come in.
Don't mind if I do.
Wrong. You should say, I'm home. This is where you'll live from now on, after all.
Yeah, then I'm home.
Welcome back.
Inside, the apartment was very classy and well furnished. Auntie Ryoko seemed to have only just taken over the management of a club recently. She was receiving calls all day from people who sounded like her subordinates. I could see how busy she was. Still, she made me her first priority. She attended every single one of my school events, and even put work aside to take care of me when I was sick. Even as a child, I knew how much she was sacrificing to put me first. Career-wise, she seemed to be quite the impressive woman too. She was originally aiming to make it big in the entertainment industry, but after some setbacks, she was scouted by the club where she was working then. She'd been steadily rising through the ranks since then, and now she was the club manager. She was earning quite a lot of money too, but she was saving up now to open a shop of her own.
I should have forced my sister to take this money. You know your mother. She would have never accepted money from me unless she truly had no other way.
Yeah,
So let's use this money for those at the shop and for you, okay?
okay.
I would have liked her to use at least some of the money she earned for herself, though. By the way, my hobby was drawing. We never had enough money to afford games or toys, but my mother ensured that I always had access to paper and colored pencils. Before I knew it, it had become one of my special skills.
Is this me? You drew this?
Yeah,
Amazing! You're so talented.
Auntie Ryoko praised my drawings a lot, and that made me really happy. In order to see her smile, I started drawing more and more. The years passed. I graduated elementary school and started middle school.
Daiki, I'm finally opening my new shop.
huh? Really? Congratulations!
Thank you.
Wait, Auntie Ryoko! Too tight!
I felt her happiness like it was my own. And then I tried my luck and made a request.
Say, Auntie, can I visit the shop too?
Huh?
Tomorrow's the grand opening, isn't it?
This is one of the most important moments in your life. I want to be there to see it.
You're right. Just for tomorrow, then. Once the customers start arriving, go to the staff room and don't come out, okay?
Got it.
And the next day,
Wow, I didn't expect this. It's gorgeous.
He's your kid, boss? How adorable! Ah, he's so young!
All right, that's enough. It's about time for us to open, so you two need to get ready.
Yes, ma'am!
Time for you to go to the staff room.
Can I take a picture first? I'll draw a picture of the interior while I wait.
Of course. Just don't forget to show me later. Sorry for the wait. Things should quiet down pretty soon.
I don't mind waiting. We have all the time in the world to chat later.
Sorry for taking so long. Thanks for coming today.
Don't worry about it. How else would I get any alone time with you? Also, isn't it about time you give me your answer? Will you officially be my girlfriend?
I told you before, didn't I? I appreciate your feelings, but you and I aren't a good match. And wasn't there an article recently about you going out with a beautiful actress?
That was just something they wrote for the masses. It's obvious they made it all up. You've always been the only one for me, Ryoko.
Really? Say I believe what you're saying. The most important thing to me now is bringing up this boy here the best way I can.
I don't see why I can't... Whoa. That picture. It's hand-drawn, right? Who drew it?
Oh, that? Daiki drew it for me.
Really? A child drew this?
He's so good, isn't he? This is my favorite out of all of his drawings.
Incredible. This boy has real talent.
Huh?
If he learns the proper techniques and skills, he could become an excellent artist in the future. I can teach him if you'd let me.
But I thought you didn't want to take any disciples.
He's worth it. I'll entrust him with all the knowledge I have. This man was actually the famous artist Toru Sugita. While attending school, I started taking lessons from him at the same time. Being able to receive instruction and advice from a professional in my art, it was like heaven to me. It'd be better if you add a little more shading here.
You're right. It looks completely different.
Before I knew it, he became more than just my teacher. I talked to him about things that only other men would understand, and he brought us out to lots of places too. It almost felt like having a father for the first time.
So this is what it's like for other people with good fathers.
Thanks to the environment he provided for me, I slowly became more and more absorbed in drawing. As a result, the time I spent sleeping over at his studio home increased.
You've been spending all of your time at his place lately, Daiki. I miss you.
It seems like a waste of time to travel home. Oh, I know! You can just come and stay over with me, Auntie Ryoko!
Sounds great! Why don't you two just move here and stay with me? Daiki's school is an easy commute from here, and your shop isn't too far away either, right? I have some rooms I can empty out for you.
Really? Well, if it's for Daiki.
Before long, Auntie Ryoko started going to Mr. Sugita's place after work instead of heading home. I could see how close they were. But then something else started bothering me.
So, Auntie, why won't you marry Mr. Sugita? Could it be because of me?
It has nothing to do with you.
Then why?
I do like him, but he's a person who belongs in the light. If he becomes involved with someone from the shadows like me, I'll only hold him back. Instead of a club hostess who failed at her dreams, I'm sure he can find better women out there.
I don't think there's anything shameful about what you do. It's an honest business after all, and an amazing one at that.
Huh?
I mean, you deal with well-known politicians, the presidents of big companies, and other big names from various fields practically every day. I think you're an amazing person for being able to make sure all of them leave happy. It's a job you can't do without being vastly knowledgeable, quick on your feet, and able to interact with lots of different people, right?
Well, you're not wrong.
And most importantly, the reason I can live like I am now, pouring my all into my art, it's all because I have you supporting me, Auntie Ryoko. You don't know how grateful I am to have you, and how proud I am of you.
Daiki, I didn't know you felt this way all along. Thank you.
No, thank you. Oh, it's Mr. Sugita.
It looked like he was listening to what we were saying from outside the door.
In that case. So, what exactly do you like about Mr. Sugita?
He always worries about me and finds little opportunities to take care of me.
That's all?
No. There's also the fact that he's a pretty easygoing and calm person, which puts me at ease. Oh, and he's also a good listener.
And
I guess I just like everything about him. From the very first time we met, I felt like I already loved all of him.
That's what she said, Mr. Sugita! Ryoko!
Huh? Sugita?
I fell in love with you at first sight! Please marry me!
But Daiki's still your student.
Come on, at least agree to be my girlfriend! The fact that we're still not dating after living in the same house for so long? You don't know how lonely it feels. Huh? You're not even dating yet? Auntie, stop fluffing around and make your decision!
If that's how you put it, I'll be in your care then.
Is this a dream? I love you so much, Ryoko!
Finally! After that day, the two of them were happier than ever before. A few years passed in the blink of an eye. While still under Mr. Sugita's tutelage, I developed an interest in digital illustration and character design as well. Little by little, I built my portfolio with all of the original works I created. As a test of my skills, I entered some of my creations into a few competitions, and actually managed to win awards in several of them. Those awards got my name out there as the one and only disciple of the famous artist Toru Sugita, and suddenly, commission offers came pouring in. This was how I came to be considered a capable artist in my own right.
You are truly incredible, Daiki.
Not at all. It's all thanks to Mr. Sugita's reputation. They wouldn't come to you if you were no good. Don't put yourself down. You really think so? Then one day...
Daiki, take a look at this.
Huh? What the heck? My scumbag father had taken advantage of my budding fame to give an interview on me. It was printed in a weekly publication. As his father, I should have been the one to raise him, but my sister-in-law took him away from me for just 2 million yen. She told me to never appear in front of him again, or else... To think my son was raised by a bar hostess. I was always so worried for him. I would have loved nothing more than to take care of him myself. But they separated us forcefully, using my poverty as a reason. It still pains me to this day. And so on. With all those lies thrown in there, it's obvious he was paid some kind of information fee for giving that interview. He really is an idiot. He was completely underestimating the power of Auntie Ryoko's connections. All she had to do was pull some strings, and the truth came out right away. How my father was the one who left my mother to take care of me all by herself, and how he practically sold me for 2 million yen after she died. All of that was exposed to the public.
You're causing trouble to everyone! Those damn reporters keep showing up and hounding you for interviews! How the hell do we work like this? Forget it! You don't have to come tomorrow!
Huh? But what am I gonna do?
It's all your fault for lying in the first place anyway! I'm not responsible for cleaning up your mess!
What? Apparently, he lost his job just like that. His whereabouts have been unclear since then. The rumor is that he borrowed money from some unsavory characters, and then had to go work in some distant country in order to pay them back. You reap what you sow, as people say. On the other hand, Auntie's club was becoming more and more popular and brought in more money than ever. I also solidified my reputation as a young, but capable and creative artist. This means that I'm kept busy a lot of the time, but I'm grateful that people like my work. Auntie, didn't you say before that you'd get married once I was able to take care of myself?
But we've already been together for so long. To suddenly talk of marriage now, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how we are now too. I want you two to get married. I was the only reason you kept pushing it back after all. Right. In that case, Daiki, you should take the chance to become our family too. Our wedding ceremony will be your adoption ceremony as well. Huh?
What a great idea!
And so, Mr. Sugita and Auntie Ryoko finally got married. All of our relatives were present at the ceremony. They adopted me on the same day. I wish you all the happiness in the world, Ryoko!
Ryoku, Daiki, I'm so glad I lived to see this day.
Forget about me. Mom, Dad, congratulations on your long-awaited marriage. Thanks!
Daiki, thank you.
With this, I have a family once again. I'm sure my mother looking on from heaven is happy for us too.